Well, good morning and welcome to Cindy's Kitchen. We are so excited that you're here today. If you're brand new, welcome. All right, so we're gonna make these in a muffin tin. Now, my muffin tin has 6 holes, but this recipe is actually gonna make enough to make 12. So if you have a 12 tin or you have 2 of these, then you can make this recipe. All right, so I am going to go ahead and give the inside of my muffin tin a spray, okay? Inside spray. Now, I know that making a pie crust is not hard, but you know me, I'm gonna cheat and use these. I have a bigger cutting board here and I put a little flour down because I am gonna roll it out just a wee tad, okay? A wee tad. Okay, I'm gonna spread the flour out and then I'm gonna put the refrigerated pie crust dough down, and then I'm gonna roll it out, not a whole lot, but I'm gonna roll maybe twice each direction. So once up and down, once on the sides, and then I'm gonna do it again. I need to make a pie crust for each of these. So I actually just measured across and up and down. And to that, what I got was that I needed a circle so that it would go down and come up the sides. I needed a circle that was 4 inches, thereabouts, wide. So this is an old coffee cup that just says good morning, but it was the right circumference. I'm gonna make 6 circles with this little coffee cup, all right? You know, just make sure you go to the edge, and you want to make sure that you have pie crust under each spot, okay? So, easy peasy. There we go. I have to make everything ahead of time, right? So I have to get up in the morning and make everything. Well, I was making too many things at once, and I wasn't paying attention. And when I made this, I left out an ingredient. And so I made it and it wasn't looking right and I was getting all flustered, and I now know what I missed. I left out eggs. And so the whole thing went terrible. Terrible, terrible. All right, so I've got 6 of these rounds, and these packages have 2 pie crusts. So that gives you plenty to make your 6. And then you've got dough left over. And you know what I like to do with the dough is roll it back out, brush it with butter, and then cover it with cinnamon sugar and cut it in strips. Oh, yum. So this will be later on. Look, flour all over me. All right, now we're gonna take each of these, and the only thing you need to be sure of is that you need to center well, okay? Because you wanna have an equal amount of crust on each side. You see how here, you see that? You see how it's got that little crimp? All I'm gonna do is take my fingers and push it all the way around so that it's, you know, you wanna make sure it's all the way to the bottom and then along the sides. Come on, this is Pie 101. I had totally forgotten to check numbers on YouTube. We finally hit 300 subscribers on YouTube. How cool is that? I know that there's a lot of people out there that have, you know, thousands and thousands, but not me. Okay, there we go. Little bitty pie crust. And now we're gonna make our filling to go in there. Get your bob, your big old bowl, okay? To our big old bowl, we're gonna add 2 sticks of melted butter. So we're gonna do 4 eggs. All right, so 4 eggs go in there. La la la. I'm gonna use I just ordered a bunch of these for Christmas gifts. Before I put my dry ingredients in, I'm gonna give that just a whisk, just because I wanna make sure my eggs are totally, if your butter is hot, if you just got it out of the microwave and it's hot, let it cool down first, okay? All right, lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, brown sugar. Yum, brown sugar. We're gonna need 2 full cups of brown sugar. Okay, make sure you pack your brown sugar. Light sugar, light brown sugar or dark brown sugar, it doesn't really matter. Whichever you have in your pantry. I don't want you to have to go to the store if you don't have to. If you don't want to mess with these little minis, if the minis are too, you're like, I don't want, that's too much trouble. You don't have to do that. You could put it in a regular pie plate and just make a big pie. Or you could forgo the pie crust altogether and just put it in a dish and bake it that way. All right, so now we're gonna need a cup of flour. Oh, poof, the flour got me. All right, make sure you level it off. 1 cup of flour. We have one other ingredient to put in, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this a stir. La la la. You could use a hand mixer, but if you have a handy dandy Danish batter whisk, or you just have a wooden spoon, doesn't really matter, give that a stir. The only thing you wanna make sure is if for some reason your brown sugar had a clump in it, just make sure you break up the clump. All right, so now, this is pretty well mixed. Now we need some pecans. When I used to make this just as the bars or the mini pecan pie muffins, I always left out the pecans because we're not big on pecans, okay? If you bought a bag of chopped pecans and you like pecans, you could take a half a cup, or if you like them a whole lot, maybe use a whole half a cup and just push that in there right now. Me, not so much. One, I don't like pecans, but for the benefit of the show, I'm gonna take a half a cup of pecans, so I'm just gonna make those pecans even smaller. Okay, I basically made pecan dust, which is the only way I like pecans. There you go, pecan dust. Okay, now we got this. Look how lovely that is. Yum! Butter and brown sugar, and yum. Okay, I'm gonna take my 1/4 measuring cup, but that being said, it's gonna be a scant 1/4, okay? Don't fill it all the way to the top, okay? I couldn't find my other one. If you just have a spoon, you can spoon it in here. You wanna go no more than halfway up your little crust, okay? Because if you go more, bad things could happen, okay? So this morning when I was making all this, this is how you know it's a real kitchen and it has nothing to do with the Food Network or anything like that. I made this and I forgot to put the eggs in. But I didn't realize it because I was making other things all at the same time. And I put these in. Not only did they turn out just horrible, but butter went everywhere. The kitchen is smoking. Luckily the alarm didn't go off. The oven's got butter going down. Smoke is pouring out. And then when we took it out, ugh. So I'm gonna show you what we have, but it is not a pretty picture. Okay, so these are gonna go in a 325-degree oven, about 20 or 30 minutes. Really just keep an eye on it. We want everything brown. It may have a little jiggle to it, and that's okay. So here's the problem. This is what they turned out. So it doesn't look so bad, but what happened is, see how they kind of sunk in? Okay? All right, so there you go. I could taste them. Okay, I'm gonna break one apart, but it doesn't have egg in it. And so, but look, okay, there you go. It needs egg in it. Let's take a bite. I mean, it still tastes good, but it doesn't, it's almost like a brittle on the inside. So, now, I'm gonna do one other thing. There is enough batter here to make your 12, and you might have some left over. If by chance you have some left over, hold on, be right back. Oh, no, hold on. Yeah, I'm looking for a bigger one. Oh well, I'll use this one. If you have leftovers, bring me the blue one. That one's bigger. I'm gonna use this one. Look, little blue squares. Give it a spray. And then I'm gonna pour the rest, because I've already used both my pie crust. And then I'm gonna scoop this in here. La la la. People don't like it when I say la la la.
Do it again.
La la la. I can't help it. They're just, you know what? Gosh, that's so good. All right. I'm gonna take, hold on. I need a spatula because I don't want to lose any goodness. I didn't realize, and maybe you don't either. Hey, Mom. My mom is on, Charlene. Tell her hi. I didn't realize that there are certain things that I say over and over again. Like Rebecca says, I say yummy a lot. I used to say icky or yucky, and Jessica gets on to me anytime I say that, so I try not to say that. And then obviously I had no idea about the la la la, but obviously I do that too. What else? What else do I do a lot that I don't realize I do? Yes, I could put it in individual ramekins. But why? Because I could just put it in here and cut it and be done. How awesome is that? All right, so that's gonna go in the oven with the others. And so those are the bars. Thank you, Lori, for saying hi to my mom, and Joanne, thank you, Jenna. Okay, I've made a big mess. Now, that's dessert, little babies, mini pies. That being said, gosh, Mom, you are just popular, aren't you? Now we're gonna move on to dressing. Stuffing, dressing. What's the difference? That being said, oh, Sandy, I do say that, don't I? That being said, I'm gonna have to watch, right? That being said, no. You did the la 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 at Wynwood. Oh, I did. How funny. Eileen and I worked together at our church. Okay, so that being said, no. Hey, Tanya, good to see you. So we have dessert. So now I wanted to do dressing. Now, some people say stuffing and others say dressing. Obviously, the difference is one is stuffed into something and one is not. Stuffing goes up in the bird and dressing is, I don't know, the dressing around the bird. I don't know. I know, I can't help it. It is what it is. So, I don't stuff a bird. One, I can't tell when stuff is done up in there. Okay, I'd never heard that. Where are you from again, Phyllis? That you say filling? I've never heard that. Or something. And I could make it a drinking game every time I said something bad. Because I was like, is that my dumpling recipe or the dressing recipe? This is a cornbread dressing. Just saying. And I've never made it this small. Because I like, Gail, you don't like mashed potatoes. Wow. Oh, you don't do stuffing. Jenna. Okay. Well, maybe I could change your mind. Maybe I could change. Yams with marshmallows. I'm not a fan either, Eileen. Okay. Go. Cornbread, right? That's what it looks like. I just made it. And this is I'm just going to run I made it early this morning. I'm going to run my spatula around. Look at that. And pop it out. Oops. I didn't run the spatula very well. All right, there we go. My cornbread is in. You can use, great. I know, right? That's all the good stuff. We want to take our cornbread and we want to crumble it up, right? We need crumbled cornbread. You know what? If you have kids or grandkids, go ahead and have them help. This is a good thing for them to do. Now, you might end up with cornbread all. there is that. Little tiny skillet, little tiny pan. I have 1 tablespoon of butter in here. It's not dirty. Well, it kind of is, but I already used it this morning. And into here, I tried to do everything 1. So this takes 1 Jiffy cornbread mix, right? Made. 1 tablespoon of butter. 1 green onion. One of our most popular YouTube videos is how to make roasted garlic. That is what, although our biggest one was the patty pan bread, sandwich bread, whatever you got. I'm just telling you, I did not have a loaf of bread in my house. How bad is that? How bad that I had none. But this is so awful. Hamburger bun, these are potato hamburger buns. So I'm gonna use the top half now. Are you laughing at me? Are you laughing? But if you, I mean, normally you would use 1 slice, I'm telling you to use a slice of bread. Now my mom toasts the bread and then cuts it up. Now, and I do little tiny dices because I just do. Because you know me, perfect bite. There's another one, perfect bite. Roasted garlic, delicious, and yes, it is easy to make. And my mom adds a lot more bread than I do. I like more cornbread taste, less other taste. Okay, we will need 1 egg. In there, my mom does not use the egg in here. She uses the raw egg, but she does not use the hard-boiled egg. It's a southern thing too. There you go. All right, let me give this a stir because I don't want anything to burn. Turn it down just a little bit. All right, basically I love my egg cooker too. It is a great invention. Basically, we are softening in that butter our celery, green onions, and garlic. My grandmother, as my mother said, did it differently. She did not saute them. She just put them in there raw. And that's fine too. It's just crunchy. And when I eat my dressing, I don't want crunch. I want a velvety, yummy, smoothie thing. So I saute. My mom and I saute. My grandmother didn't.